My name is Garrett Reuscher, and I am a resident of the District of Columbia and the DC Campus Coordinator at Students for Sensible Drug Policy. For the last several years, my academic and workplace focus has been on ending our failed war on drugs through drug policy reform, and the Marijuana Legalization and Regulation Act of 2013 is a step in the right direction. Since August, I've spent my days discussing marijuana policy with students from every higher education institution that DC has to offer, all of which include students who have been personally affected by outrageous and outdated marijuana laws. The passage of this legislation will be a huge help in fighting against the system of racial injustice that has targeted communities of color since the beginning of its implementation. After spending time with students at the historically black schools of Howard University and Howard University School of Law, I began to encounter an unimaginable number of personal stories of families torn apart through unjustified prison sentences, and of students seeing their friends severely punished for an action that is just as prevalent in the white community, and yet it is much less likely for a student at GW or American to end up with a mark on the record or to see the inside of a prison cell. And the outrage is justified. Within these communities of color, it's easy to see the devastating effects of marijuana prohibition, and it is within these same communities where you find intelligent, responsible, and passionate students taking the initiative to legalize marijuana for the better of their community. Meanwhile, in Mexico, the damage the war on drugs has had on students and young people has been devastating. Recently, 43 pro-democracy student activists protesting in Guadalajara, Mexico, were abducted by police and handed over to the cartels. After more than a month, we still don't know the whereabouts of these students or whether they're still alive. Here, in the United States, our leaders wage wars on terrorist groups like the Islamic State, but there's very little discussion on the immense powers of larger and more violent groups that exist south of our border. As the black market for illicit drugs continues to thrive, so do the profits for the cartels. The prohibition of drugs like marijuana has directly fueled these violent groups and put the lives of innocent Mexican youth at risk. Here in DC, we have a unique opportunity to fight back. The establishment of a legal and regulated market for marijuana will not immediately wipe out the black market for the drug, nor will it deal an instant fatal blow to the profits of the Mexican cartel. However, over time, as Americans migrate to legal markets, the black markets will diminish, and so will our indirect support for violent organizations that are terrorizing communities south of our border. Through marijuana policy changes in the states of Colorado and Washington, the United States has taken great strides in reducing mass incarceration, crime, and marijuana use rates in youth, while simultaneously increasing the funding for our education systems as well as drug prevention programs. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to begin regulating and taxing marijuana in DC. It will open the doors to begin questioning the validity of our nation's marijuana laws and force the conversation of marijuana legalization on a federal level. I highly encourage the Council to pass the Marijuana Legalization and Regulation Act of 2013, which will make DC a safer, healthier, and better place to live for all, no matter a person's age, race, or class. Thank you for your time.